What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Buzz. Ariel Helwani has strongly criticized MMA manager Ali Abdelaziz after a viral video showed him choking out popular streamer Aiden Ross during a live stream. On his MMA show, Helwani called out Ali for ignoring Aiden's multiple taps and accused him of stealing the spotlight from fighters who could have used the opportunity for exposure. Helwani expressed disbelief that Ali, a manager, not a fighter, would step into the spotlight like this. "You're in a gym full of fighters who could have benefited from being featured on Aiden's massive platform," Helwani said. "If one of your athletes like Usmanov had rolled with Aiden and tapped him out, that would have been great exposure for the fighter and his promotion. But instead, Ali chose to do it himself. Why? Because he wanted the clout, the attention, the association with Aiden Ross." Helwani went on to criticize Ali's behavior during the roll, highlighting how he appeared to ignore multiple taps from Aiden. "You went too hard on a 25-year-old amateur who clearly wasn't trying to compete. He tapped several times and you just kept going. For what? To prove a point? To look tough?" he asked. According to Helwani, Ali's actions were a clear example of what he called main character syndrome. Instead of promoting his fighters, Ali made himself the focus of attention. "You're the manager, the guy who should be behind the scenes, orchestrating opportunities for your athletes," Helwani continued. "You should have said, hey, we're trying to build up this fighter. Let him roll with Aiden. Have some fun. Make it entertaining. That's how you help your clients and grow their brand. But instead, you took that moment for yourself." Helwani emphasized how the moment could have been a big break for other fighters present, but Ali's need for attention overshadowed that. "You had a perfect opportunity to put the spotlight on your athletes, but instead, you made it about yourself," Helwani concluded. "That's not what a good manager does." Before moving on to the next news, we have a quick request for you. We're always working to improve our content and truly value your support. If you could take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon, it would mean a lot to us. That way, you'll never miss an update. Move on to another news. Israel Adesanya has shared his prediction for the upcoming fight between Jack Della Maddalena and Islam Makhachev, expressing strong confidence in Jack's ability to win. Having trained with Maddalena, Adesanya believes the reigning champion will make it look easy against Makhachev. Speaking on his YouTube channel, he explained that Jack's defensive wrestling and striking will be the key factors that decide the fight. "I'm not trying to count Islam out," Adesanya said, "but I know Jack. When he keeps getting back up, it's going to frustrate Islam and force him to strike. And when Islam is forced to strike with Jack, that's when he gets hurt." Adesanya went on to praise Makhachev as one of the best fighters to come out of Dagestan, calling him one of the most efficient and skilled athletes in MMA history. However, he emphasized that Maddalena's unique style and relentless pace will present major problems. "Look at Dustin Poirier," Adesanya added. "He was able to defend submissions and get back to his feet against Islam, and Jack's striking is on another level. I've seen his boxing firsthand, and when he starts touching guys, they feel it immediately." Referring to Makhachev's past fights, Adesanya mentioned that even elite fighters like Alexander Volkanovski managed to create openings against him. "When I saw what Volk did with Islam in Perth, it showed that Islam can be pushed when someone has the right skill set. Jack has that, the composure, the precision, and the confidence to make it work." Adesanya acknowledged that Makhachev will likely secure some takedowns, but he doesn't expect them to be effective for long. "Sure, Islam will take him down, but how long can he keep him there? Not long. Jack's going to defend, get up, and make him pay every time." He concluded his analysis by predicting that Maddalena will finish the fight on the feet. "This isn't just about Anzac pride," Adesanya said. "Jack Della Maddalena has the tools to shut down Islam's wrestling, force a stand-up battle, and knock him out. Maybe in the second round, maybe in the third. But I see it ending with Jack's hand raised." Move on to another news. Khabib Nurmagomedov has sparked debate in the MMA world after claiming that a potential fight between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria would be even bigger than Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira. During a recent appearance on the Weighing In podcast, Khabib explained why he believes Islam versus Topuria would generate more global excitement and attention than the long-anticipated Jones. "People keep saying Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira is the biggest fight possible," Khabib said. "Even Joe Rogan has talked about it being the biggest fight the UFC could make. But honestly, I think Islam versus Topuria would be even bigger right now." According to Khabib, the combination of Islam's dominance at lightweight and Topuria's meteoric rise as an undefeated featherweight champion would create a massive crossover event that could captivate both hardcore fans and mainstream audiences. "Islam is at the top of his game, one of the most complete fighters in the world," Khabib said. "And Topuria, he's young, confident, explosive, and coming off incredible performances. When these two meet, it's not just a fight, it's two new generations of MMA colliding." Khabib emphasized that while Jones and Pereira are already established legends, their fight would not carry the same freshness or unpredictability possibility as a Makhachev Topuria matchup. Jones and Poirier, of course, it's a big fight. They're both champions and very dangerous. But people have already seen Jones dominate for more than a decade with Islam and Topuria. It feels new, it feels special. Both are in their prime, both are hungry, and both are undefeated in their divisions. That's what makes it huge. That's what makes it huge. He added that Islam versus Topuria would also have a unique global appeal, connecting fans from different regions and cultures. You have Dagestan versus Spain, Georgia. Two different worlds, two passionate fan bases. That's the kind of fight that brings the entire MMA community together. Khabib concluded by reiterating his belief. John Jones versus Alex Pereira is a massive fight, no doubt. But Islam versus Topuria, that's the one people would talk about for years. Move on to another news. Islam Makhachev has officially confirmed his interest in facing Ilia Topuria in 2026, revealing his plans during a recent live stream with popular streamer Agnes Ross. The lightweight champion spoke confidently about the potential matchup, calling it one of the biggest fights in UFC history, and expressing his excitement about the idea of competing at the rumored UFC White House event next year. During the stream, Agnes Ross asked Makhachev why a fight between him and Topuria had never happened, and whether fans could ever expect it to take place. Makhachev responded calmly, making it clear that he's open to the challenge. "You know me, I never duck anyone," he said. "I'll fight anybody. Ilia and I, that fight can happen easily, and when it does, it will be one of the biggest fights ever." Makhachev added that 2026 would be the perfect time for such a bout. "Next year is the best time," he continued. "Everybody knows it would be a massive fight. Islam versus Topuria. That's a fight people want to see." The discussion then shifted to the possibility of UFC holding a historic event at the White House, something that has been teased by Dana White in recent interviews. Makhachev appeared intrigued by the idea and hinted that the Topuria fight could be a perfect fit for that card. "The UFC at the White House would be something special," he said. "If it happens, I'd love to be part of it, maybe against Topuria." The potential matchup between Makhachev and Topuria has been gaining serious attention among MMA fans. Both fighters are at the peak of their powers. Makhachev dominating the lightweight division with his grappling and control, and Topuria taking over featherweight with his explosive striking and undefeated record. If the fight materializes, it would be a monumental champion versus champion showdown, one that could redefine modern UFC history. Makhachev's comments only fuel anticipation, as fans now wait to see whether the UFC will make one of the most exciting crossover fights in years a reality in 2026. Move on to another news. Jack Della Maddalena has dismissed claims that he will have a size advantage over Islam Makhachev in their upcoming fight. Speaking with Brett Okamoto of ESPN MMA, the Australian welterweight made it clear that he and his team have never underestimated Makhachev's physicality, emphasizing that they've been preparing for a strong and fully developed version of the former lightweight champion. "We've known since the start of camp that Islam moving up would be a challenge," JDM said. "We're expecting him to be a big, strong welterweight, definitely not small. I don't believe he'll have any significant weight or size advantage. He's going to be filled out and probably more healthy at this weight." When asked whether he analyzed Makhachev's body transformation or how the move up in weight might affect his speed and comfort level, Maddalena admitted he didn't focus too much on those aspects. "Not really," he said. "We've just been preparing for the best version of Islam. He's one of the most complete fighters in the game, and I'm expecting that same energy at welterweight." Discussing his expectations for the fight itself, JDM predicted that Makhachev would maintain relentless grappling pressure throughout all 5 rounds. "I expect 25 minutes of him pushing for takedowns," Maddalena explained. "Not desperately, but it'll always be there. A constant threat. He's always going to look for that control, that position. Even if he doesn't get the takedown, he'll keep me thinking about it." Despite acknowledging Makhachev's world-class wrestling, JDM appeared confident in his own ability to manage the pace and keep the fight competitive. "If it goes into the later rounds, I don't think Islam gives up on the takedown," he said. "That's his style. He's patient, disciplined, and always working to wear his opponents down, but I'll be ready for it." Maddalena's calm and focused mindset reflects his growing confidence as one of the UFC's most promising welterweights. While many expect the size difference to favor him, JDM insists that it won't be a deciding factor. Instead, the fight will come down to skill, timing, and execution. Move on to another news. Dustin Poirier has shared his prediction for the highly anticipated clash between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 322, warning that Makhachev could be in trouble if he fails to control the fight on the ground. Speaking in an interview with MMA Junkies Mike Bowen, Poirier, who fought Makhachev in a Fight of the Year contender at UFC 302, offered an expert breakdown based on his first-hand experience inside the octagon with the lightweight champion. Well, Poirier acknowledged Makhachev's elite grappling, but emphasized that prolonged striking exchanges with a high-level boxer like Madalena could prove costly. That's where it's going to be tough for Islam, Poirier said. He has to threaten with his grappling somewhere. He can't just stand there and trade combinations with Jack in the center of the cage. If he does that, he's going to lose. He might have some moments where he lands clean shots, but he'll need to constantly mix things up. Takedowns, level changes, pressure to keep Jack guessing whether it's going up or down. According to Poirier, Madalena's crisp boxing and dangerous counter-striking present serious challenges for any opponent who chooses to stand with him for long stretches. You can't kickbox with Jack for 25 minutes, Poirier added. He's too sharp, too composed, and hits too hard. Islam needs to keep him off balance, force the wrestling exchanges, and make it a grinding fight. When asked for his official prediction, Poirier leaned slightly toward Makhachev, but admitted that Madalena has legitimate upset potential. If I was betting, I'd go Islam by decision, he said. He's smart, experienced, and knows how to win rounds. But if Jack catches him with a clean shot, a knee, or something unexpected, I wouldn't be totally shocked. That guy has serious power. Poirier also made it clear that a finish from Madalena would still be a major statement. If Jack knocks Islam out, I wouldn't be blown away, he explained. But if he beats him by decision or submits him, that would surprise me. Islam's too well-rounded and too disciplined for that. Still, Jack has everything it takes to make this fight interesting. In conclusion, Poirier expects a tactical and grueling fight where experience may ultimately give Makhachev the edge. Islam by decision, that's my pick, he said. But if Jack pulls off the upset, it wouldn't shock the world. He's that good. Move on to another news. Alexander Volkanovski recently shared his thoughts and advice for Jack Della Maddalena ahead of his upcoming fight with Islam Makhachev. Having faced Makhachev twice himself, Volkanovski understands better than most the challenge that lies ahead for Jack. In a recent YouTube video, Volkanovski praised Makhachev's skill and experience, but emphasized that Jack must focus on keeping the fight off the ground. He explained that Islam has been wrestling practically his whole life, probably before he could even walk, and that grappling is his world. Volkanovski advised Jack to avoid prolonged exchanges on the mat, and instead use scrambles strategically to tire Islam out. Jack's great on the ground, Volkanovski said, but we don't want it to go there. That's Islam's domain. The key is to stay on the feet, keep strong hips, and be stubborn when it comes to takedowns. If it does go down, he needs to be stubborn enough to build himself back up quickly. Volkanovski highlighted how he personally managed to fatigue Makhachev through constant scrambles and movement. He believes Jack can do the same if he maintains urgency and doesn't allow Islam to settle in dominant positions. You can't wait till you're on your back to work. You have to be effective in transitions, use your weight, and force him to work every second, he added. The Australian champion expressed confidence in Jack's abilities, describing him as a skilled and intelligent fighter with solid grappling fundamentals. However, he reiterated that striking will be Jack's best chance to win. Jack needs to keep it standing. That's where he shines. He has the striking advantage, and if he can control distance, he can make Islam uncomfortable. Volkanovski concluded by showing respect to Makhachev, calling him a great dude and someone he would love to train with in the future. But when it comes to this fight, his loyalty was clear. Got a lot of respect for Islam, he said. But right now, it's Aussie. Aussie, Aussie. I'm backing Jack Della Maddalena to get it done.